A judge in Maryland has ruled that the man accused of killing a former Maine attorney and philanthropist in Maryland is competent to stand trial. 87-year-old Robert Fuller Jr. was found dead with a gunshot wound to the head inside his apartment at a senior living facility last month.
22-year-old Marquis James of Baltimore was charged with first-degree murder in Fuller's death. Police say James worked as a medicine technician at the senior living facility. He is also accused of shooting at a Maryland state trooper.
A Montgomery County judge ruled that James is competent to stand trial following a psychiatric evaluation by the Maryland Department of Health. The judge also ordered that James continue to be held without bail.
After the hearing, the attorney for James raised questions about whether their client is really the person in a piece of surveillance video, adding that James plans to plead not guilty. James is due back in court on March 26th.